with the axes, with the Tonto. Hi everyone, and welcome back with us. It's 30:30. We are in Thailand. You are in Namyang Kung Fu retreat. We're gonna do Kung Fu this afternoon. A lot of defense against knives, and then a lot of weapons. I think we're gonna do stuff, but also all the weapons that those guys, our students, knows. So follow us, stay with us, check the website if you want to join us. If you have any questions, just, come here. Okay. I guess so. Kyle, if you might join us. Yeah, just Mandy.
I'm one line, you're another.
Fit together. Hi everyone. Woo. Sunday afternoon, defense against knife. Yeah. We're gonna try to go over every technique you should know. Because I know them. But do you know them? Who knows? We'll see that. Hands together. We're gonna warm up a little bit because it's not warm enough. Uh-huh. Yeah. Now the elbow. Turn around. One after the other. And opposite direction. Now with the shoulders. Both in the same time. Did I do the opposite way? Didn't realize what I did. And then one after the other again. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I think I switched in the middle. I don't remember. And then both in the same time forward, for my case. Higher. Yeah, bring back that mobility, Mandy, yeah. Yes. Keep your hands high. And little circle. Opposite direction. Hands at the side. Close and open. Hands in the front. Open and close. Hey, come on. Hands to the side, small circle. Hands in a circle in the opposite direction. Yeah, Mandy, you can do it. Hands high, but close your elbow. Your hands are in, up, down. Try to pull up, back, down, back, down, back, all the way down. Start to burn. Keep them high. Close and open. As far as you can. Close, open. Close, open. Keep your elbows height, straight your arms, and bounce back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front. Palms up, back, front. Hands up. Last one go forwards, one go backwards. If you lost, start again from here, one forwards, one backwards. Yes, exactly, you need to move your torso in order to do it. And the opposite direction? Yes, nice. Okay. Twist at the waist, side to side. Try to really sink down and try to go faster. So with your elbow, you really give the momentum. Watch. Here. Make really your obliques working. Okay, side to side. A little bit for the knees. Forwards, push. And forwards, open, close. Yes. Move your ankle around. If you can, try to go as low as you can. The opposite direction, so now I open and go down, close. Okay. The ankle really quick. One side. Opposite way. The other foot. Other ankle. One way. And the opposite way. Okay. So defense against weapon, knife defense. We'll see what you remember, because you've done that class a few times now, so it's gonna be so easy. Then I'm more gonna question you. Oh, yeah, horrible. Okay. what you don't do against someone with a knife? Or what should you do against someone with a knife?
Run.
Run? Yes, run away. Why not? Yes, exactly. If someone has a knife, you should admit that you're gonna be cut anyway, so the best is to just avoid it. Okay, if I come and I do a straight, what's the first thing you should do?
Get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got it, grab it, yes, exactly. That's the first lesson we do on knife. So that's a good one. We're gonna train this one first. Against a straight stab, you go out of the way, and if you can grab it, Ricardo, yes. Either the thumb up, either the thumb underneath, as you feel comfortable with. For now, it doesn't matter, okay? So can you stab me? When you go out of the target, try to stay sync, okay? I don't want to see anyone on the toes. Stay sync. So if you're in the front here, you're just gonna step out and maybe slide, depending on the distance, okay? And then grab with the hand that is the closest to him. Otherwise, it's gonna be in the way with the other one. Yeah? Let's go. Allez. Yes? Not now. Yeah. Maybe if I answer the question. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, nice. So switch partner if you haven't done it. So can you stab me? So if I grab it. Mm. Yeah. I don't like it. Remember? Yeah. Okay. How can we follow up?
Elbow or punch.
Okay. Can you show me on Mandy? Yeah. Okay, again. Yes. Okay. So practice that a few times, then just switch really quick. Ready? You get yourself. You get yourself.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I made you move that much.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Harder left side.
Oh.
Yeah, be careful, be sync. Muay Thai.
Boom.
Sync.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. And keep control on it. Yeah, look, yes. The other arm.
Oh, no, on
Okay.
this one hand.
Let me look at it.
Was I supposed to move that first? Yeah, I'll move first then.
So it's gonna be easier if you grab it with this one. You just pull away and elbow with the other one.
This hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. What can we do on a straight stab other than that?
What?
On a straight stab, what can you do now? Yeah. Remember that technique?
Oh, hit the hand so it falls up.
Uh-huh. So it's not ideal. We always want to keep control on the weapon as much as we want. And if you pull it down, might have like someone, a friend, or anyone that can just grab it and live with it or just stab you again. So obviously it's not the ideal, but if it's just you and another person, might save you. Always like add context of what you learn here. Yeah, as we did last week. If it's a stick or a knife, obviously you're not gonna grab it the same way. Yeah, Mandy?
I did that.
Okay, so now just train the straight stab and clap the palm, the back of the hand. Yeah? Nice.
Hit it a couple times.
So obviously it works because of surprise. Okay, don't do it like 7 times, it's not gonna work. Because the person's gonna be like, no. Yes. You have 2 for 1. Okay, easy?
Yeah.
Do you want to try? No, I'm sure you know it so well. Okay, so what can we do if it doesn't work?
That or the chicken wing one?
Uh-huh, do you want to show it?
I don't remember how it works, but good try.
So you should go for it.
How do I do that?
Yeah, tricky. Kyle, do you want to show us something to follow up if it doesn't work?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Would have grabbed it better. Oh, and see, I decided to.
Chicken wing.
That's the one I was trying to figure out. I couldn't remember which way it was going to work.
Yeah, so do it again. Yeah. Yes, exact. And you rather have, yeah, be careful, but you want her wrist on your arm and not your arm and not her elbow. Okay?
Arm on the wrist.
Yeah. So if you're behind, you don't want here. Here you don't have any leverage. So maybe she's not flexible enough in the shoulders. It's why you don't force it, and it's nice. But with someone flexible, like for example me, really be on the wrist, because here you're gonna have more leverage. And obviously this hand goes here. Yeah. Yeah? Let's train that.
What are we doing?
Je sais pas.
Yes.
It doesn't work. What do you do? Okay, and if I do that?
What?
So you were here. And I can come out. So what should you do? Yeah.
If
So there is a detail in that technique that you should improve. Do that again.
what?
No, do this one again, the chicken one. Yeah. Yeah. Here. Yes. Way better. Try to have my wrist on your arm. Yeah, here. And now move all the way around. Yes. And here I can't move. I'm really locked. So if you want to move me, I need to follow you because I can't do anything. That was the point. Yeah. Because if you stay the other side, you need to be quick or having someone else that's going to help you. Okay? Because the person is going to just turn around because it's going to be painful on the shoulders. So it's going to just want to go out. Yeah? Do you need help, guys? Just rest.
Get interesting, we're exhausted, you know.
There was a police.
Let's-
Policeman.
Let's do that again. Here, yeah.
Here.
Yes. Yes, exact. Yeah. And yes, try to really have my yes. And here try to grab. Yes, perfect. Awesome. Oh. I'm gonna help Mandy. I come back.
Hand,
Yes.
and then
Come and whack the arm. There you go.
that.
Good. And try to go all the way around.
All the way around.
Yeah, like that he can't turn this way. Okay? If you really block with your hip, his hip. Yeah.
Here?
Or even the foot before, as you want. It depends on what you want to do.
Okay.
Now we can't run away.
Okay.
Obviously, if you want to move him forwards, having your foot in the front is going to be triggering. Okay? It's going to be annoying. Let's try the other side. Yeah. Yeah. And here, yeah. Yes, good, awesome. Oh, that's a good stretch. Yeah. Okay. And here, no. Yeah, here. Yes. Yes. I'm flexible, so it kind of like, it's really important, otherwise I don't feel anything. But if you have someone in town or even Kyle or Mandy, having it on your arm, it's going to be really painful for them already. But it's better to have a good technique at any point. Even the person is flexible, even it's not. Try to have it on the perfect point to have enough leverage to like make them feel as pain as you could to stop them, huh? Because they want to like kill you, kinda. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Nice. And exactly, the leverage comes from the fact that you're gonna straight your arm because my wrist is here. There. You're just gonna straight, and my shoulder's gonna come up, and I'm gonna be like, no. Mhm. Yes, nice. Did you both have a go?
Yeah.
So don't forget that. Yes, go for it again. Here. Oh, here it might be easier to do that technique to have the thumb up first, to turn around. And be careful, it's still a blade. Okay, this technique, it's not gonna be the ideal to go in the middle of yourself and do a big movement. Okay, so that was good that you remember this one. But obviously I would do it, especially if it works. So if I tap it, it fell, and now I have movement to move it, okay? If the weapon is still here, I will not ideally do this one, okay? And what I wanted to say is, here, it's really a hit. You really want to destroy the triceps. You really want to destroy the biceps, sorry, okay? It's not just, okay, you want to kill it. So another one that we can do, you just did it. Yeah? Doesn't work.
But here.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes. So you go all the way down. Tiens. Do it. Here it doesn't work. So I'm gonna put my elbow here, put pressure to make him all the way down. Okay? And then I grab the knife and
Kill him.
didn't say anything. Okay? Remember this one? So just, again, so just grab it. Doesn't work. Grab with both hands. Put your elbow in on his elbow to lock the arm and pull down. Do you remember this one? Not at all? Okay, I'm gonna have a look then before. Do you want me to do it again?
No, I'll try it.
Yeah? Okay. Yes. Yes. So it's the same as the one when we block, you know, and we just put the arm here. Same, but here you keep contact with the weapon with both hands. Yeah. Yeah, so it's, so you may need to move your body, Ricardo, if you want, if you want it to work. Look, do it. Here, so thumb down. It's easier than here. Okay, first, there, and I need to move my body because if I don't move my body and I do that, hey, how are you? Okay, so you really want to step back here and put pressure on the elbow. Because if you don't step back, if you don't move your stance, the person is never gonna go down, it's you. And you want to stay higher than the person. So if you pull down, I'm still upright. Or if I pull back, I'm still upright compared to them, okay? No, it's me, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And go all the way down. Put me down completely, okay? And don't step behind me, because otherwise I will just squat on you, but you modify it at the middle. So try to work around that. Yeah. Yes, exact. Good. Yeah. Nice. Good. Yeah. Because we always let go in the corner of the room.
Oh, that
Yeah.
hand, then try, if it doesn't work, then you grab this.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. How is it? Yeah, go for it. Yes. Okay. Again? I have 10 minutes to do something else. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, just drink some water. So there were another one also. Did you look?
Did I what?
Did I look? Did you look?
Your move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know this one?
Yeah.
Do you know well? Do you know it well?
No.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is another one from the straight stab. When you grab it, thumb down, try it, doesn't work. What can I do? I try to pull down, doesn't work. You try to like, it's really strong, for example. And so you kind of like pull back, and that's gonna help me to just follow him. Put my elbow behind his shoulder here, and block it. And in the same time, I'm gonna drop him down. But for now, just the form 4, I think. So just here, we bring it back, elbow against his shoulder, grab it, and back. Okay? Just place it for now. Yeah.
How do you do?
Almost. So keep it with this one here. Bring.
Do this.
Yes, exactly. And more, your elbow is gonna be on my shoulder. Elbow on shoulders. Yeah. More. Yes. More, you're gonna control it. Yeah. Let's see it. More. So elbow on the shoulder. Yes.
My elbow.
Yours. Yours. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. So if I'm, for example, if I do it on you, I'm here. I will just bring. You're really tall compared to me, but bring my elbow here and pull back. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the leverage is here. Yeah. And me. That's not, do it slowly. The other way.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Now just bring it back. Here, yes. Elbow to my shoulder. Yeah. Oh, this, yes, exactly. Do that again. Here.
You know what? I'm trying.
You're trying another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, show me.
It's, basically, I forgot. Here,
Yeah.
this is an Americana, and we pull
Yeah,
forward.
here.
Yeah.
Oh. So he's knowing some secret technique.
I thought it was like that, but it's different. You pull it
Yeah.
back.
Have you done this one before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I was doing the other way.
Mm.
So this is a new one.
Yeah.
No, again.
So keep it with this one. Yeah. Just bring it back. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different.
Elbow. Yeah. Yes. Oh, jeez.
Also, like you trap you put your elbow in the other shoulder,
So you really want to control
your
the shoulder.
and
You don't have, my shoulder is here, so yes, your elbow is almost on my shoulder, you're right. Yeah, but what I want is really to control that here.
Do you know what I'm doing? I'm doing this here, but I'm also
Oh, that's
up
it.
the-
That's it. Yeah, you know another way. Do it again. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's working well.
It seems like my elbow, my shoulder. Supposed to be in my shoulder. I know, but how? This seems weird.
Yeah, that's it.
With the same hand?
Yeah. So you need to keep it.
Awkward.
You need to keep it high. Of course, it's really tall. It's not gonna be the ideal for you to do it on someone really tall. There is
Okay, that's why.
there is some techniques that's gonna work, some technique that's not gonna work. Like I mean, here it can just destroy myself. Okay, I'm back
Yeah.
to him. There is no ideal here. Okay, but if it's the only thing that comes to your mind, I mean, maybe it's gonna save your life. So here, leverage behind the shoulder, control his arm as much as you can, and put
so
him
then
down.
use the arm and, okay.
Yeah. We don't want to be behind him and be like, oh, it doesn't work. You know, it's like, okay, I still want to control him, so I'm still in the front controlling completely his arm. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh. Every time.
Oh, putain, c'est ouf. I'm really tight on this one.
Yeah, nice.
What? It's horrible because more you fight, more it's painful. It's like, even if I try to resist, it's like, no, I don't want to. Do you want more?
It's okay.
It's okay? Okay. Do you know another one? Me neither. Stab me. There is one that's just going behind and putting down, but that's it. That's the only order. Ouch, what's that? How is it?
Flawless.
Easy? Flawless. Nah. So the goal is to practice as much as we can. That's why we do again and again the same techniques. We're gonna go through a little bit more, and then I'm gonna keep 10 minutes for you to go through any techniques and see what's coming straight, okay? What can we do against backhand? Block, that's a good point. First, block.
How?
I would say even grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what can you do now? We've done it last week. Yeah. That's one.
Here we just heat or something.
There is 3 techniques there. What did you say?
Hold to the ground, the elbow.
Yeah.
Heat.
we hit. Backhand. Yes, here. Grab it. The first one that you talked about in YouTube, elbow on the triceps all the way down. Okay? Don't forget to step back, because if you stay here, yeah, okay, we can drink tea together, it's fine. But here, step back and bring them down, not you. Then another one, backhand again. Here, grab, hit. Easy. Just go for it, okay? As you want. And another one.
How's
Oh,
that one? The one
Okay?
that your shoulder, the shoulder stretch.
Exact. The
horse, I don't know.
The white horse shaking his saddle?
yeah, shading is saddle. Yeah, saddle,
Shaking it.
saddle. Yes. So you have 3 techniques. Go through all of them. Take your time. Make it flow. Make it be flowy. Yeah. Backhand. Comme ci, comme ça. Yep. Wow, nice. So when I'm down, you can also put your knee here and yeah.
This or how?
So put
Here?
so no, you can even like put my hand down here. Yeah. And put your knee on my arm.
My knee.
Yeah. Yes. Ah, yeah. That's it. So you can control the weapon until the end. Yeah? Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Let me see.
You gotta get a little farther in.
So if I do that in like that,
Yes.
and that.
Awesome. Okay.
How was the breath dose like this?
How?
Would you like here?
Yes. Yeah. Exact. Yes, he does that. Yes. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And the last one?
Last one?
The white.
What?
The white.
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, I see. So, again, the higher this one is gonna be, the more painful and the more stretch you're gonna have. Yes. Yeah, yes. So it's really like opening there, yeah. Because I'm small, so it works well. With someone maybe taller, it's gonna be tricky. Yeah, awesome. Up. Yeah.
With someone taller, it's going to be too like down, no?
If you have someone taller than you,
Yeah.
it's when you do down, yes. And if you have someone really smaller, if it was here, there, you can go above. Yeah, and here, yeah. Yes, exactly. In my neck almost. Yeah. Yeah.
Forward or back?
As you want. It's not really mandatory, but here up. Yeah. Because if you let it down, the person there behind is not going to be stuck. So do that again. Here. If you let it down, I can just move around. Okay? So you want to block them completely. Here. It's like I can't do here I can't move. You know, it's like but if you have it here. Okay? Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah. And really, the more up you're gonna be, the more stretch you're gonna have. Okay. It's really the same movement. And when you do it in Chuanyang, you don't do that. Okay, you do that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that was perfect. Yes, completely different. The stretch was not nice. Yeah. Oh, putain. Thanks. Sorry. Another one? No, this one again.
Roll.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. So we have 3 techniques. Huh? Yeah. But you like this one? That's it.
I'm using all the techniques.
Yes. Nice. Oh, putain. I have ants in my uniform. Mm-hmm. Just roll on your bone. Okay. How is it?
Yeah, that's good.
Took your brainstem out. We're good.
Ooh.
I'm down.
Let's see that. Let's see that again.
Yeah.
You also did that.
Too much pressure.
In the neck, dead. Easy peasy. More efficient, you know, have. Okay, how was it?
Good.
You remember all those techniques? You have done it a few times already.
I do remember them, yes.
Okay. So against a forehand, what do you do? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Punch the person.
definitely.
You do it like this, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Good one. What can you do also? After hitting me, what can you follow up with?
An elbow.
He's gonna really smash it.
Overhead.
No.
Yeah, that works well, definitely. Yeah, all the technique you can do from inside. So you also have the one with when you hit here and you go behind, chicken wing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so play around. This time it's a forehand. Question?
Isn't there 1, 2 where it's just the wrist?
The bending the wrist?
Tell me more.
I don't remember from where to where to. Just like a straight arm.
Straight arm.
Oh yeah, the chicken wing, and then
Yeah, the chicken wing when you go up.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then you pull them away.
That's what I'm thinking of.
We do this one a lot without weapons.
Oh.
I don't remember haven't done it with weapon.
Yeah, I'm probably all mixed up.
Because usually it's, yeah, for example, if someone just want to, like he's here and want to be on a fight or something, you just grab them and go up. It wasn't even the good technique, but yeah, this one, kinda, yeah. With a weapon, I mean, you can let them make pressure on the wrist so they're gonna like let it go, especially if you hit on it again. I think we have done that with Brad and Ophir. But I don't think it's on our schedule specifically with weapons. So I'm gonna say, let's ask next time.
No, I'm just probably mixed up, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good question because all the self-defense we do without weapons, can we do it with a weapon? And then in which condition, which, against which slide, and I'm not gonna think about it right now. I don't have enough experience to make that up right away. I would say if you do a straight stab and you try to move it and you just grip it with this one, you can come up again.
Make him stab himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, not bad.
For me, it's a bit weak because the person can do whatever. They can play around. You need to be really strong. But I think it will work in that case.
Okay.
Yeah. So forehand, what's the point? Forehand, the sum chain block, okay, like that. Sum chain block. Ophir likes to do it this way. Just, if you remember it, you can play around with it. And then just follow up. Hit, chicken, the lock in the back. You can also make them fall. So, go in a forehand, yes, like that. Block, hit, just go behind, hip to hip, really hip to hip, and just push down. Okay, that's another one. If you feel like you want to do it, you can train this one also. Okay? Let's do 2 minutes to do that, and then you're gonna be free to just slice the other person as much as you want, and they just need to defend themselves. Okay? You ready? And you stay there? You will stay there. That's his defense. So now I attack you with a knife. And we can talk about the weather. Okay, try to stay really hips to hips. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, nice. Okay, perfect.
So that we do like this too.
Wait, make sure that my elbow is bent. So here. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Let's do that again. Let's do it to me on this one. Here. Yeah, make sure you bend it before. Yeah. It's a bit, do that again. It's a bit tricky because you're gonna really have it straight. So, yeah, think about that. If you have it straight, you're gonna do something else. Yeah. Do you want to try the takedown? Here.
How was it? As well, like an Aikido.
Yeah. Yes. Go for it. So you should not need strength to do that. Okay? It should really come from your hips. So you really need to be locked with the other person here. And see how you destabilize the person? So it's not really come from the upper body, it's come from the lower body. Yeah. Even lower and closer to my leg like that. Yes, you really lock it. Yeah. And here, yes. Yeah. And it's really like a movement from the hip. Yes. Whoosh. Nice. Other hand. Yes. Okay, again. Okay, nice. Now we're gonna have 5 minutes where you're gonna do like free stabbing on the person. I'm gonna have free stabbing with a rubber knife. Kyle and Ricardo together. So straight stab, we work on it really well. Forehand and backhand, okay? We've done this one a little bit those previous weeks, but straight, forehand, backhand, yeah? So you two together, and I'm gonna be with Mandy. Yeah? Okay, what do you do here?
This one, up,
Yeah.
that one, and this one?
Yes. Yeah, nice. So here, come back here,
Okay.
grab it. Yeah. Keep it really locked here. Don't make me have my elbow here.
Okay.
Okay, try to keep control on it. Yeah, behind.
Like that?
So,
So awkward.
yes, it is. This one is not easy to catch. So you want to keep it bent in the front, okay? And here I really control your arm,
Okay.
okay? I'm not gonna have your arm here.
No.
It works, okay?
But it's awkward.
But I still want to really control it,
Okay.
you know?
So use the other hand, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the closest you're gonna be, more painful also it's gonna be, yeah, exactly. But that was good. This one?
That one, no.
Mhm.
Hold on, I did the wrong hand here. This one?
It was fine, it was really fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
This one? And then up. Like that. And that.
Yeah, you don't have to switch hand, but yeah.
Okay.
You can do other techniques.
Yeah, I was trying to do the.
Yes, watch. That was good.
That one.
If I do that. Really?
I don't know.
First block, some chain block. Yes. Really keep it far from you. Because if you want to grab it this way, it's really small. See how much you
Okay.
can just miss it?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
Okay.
your face next. So this one is really a block before.
That,
Yeah.
and then
yes.
that.
Then you follow up. First,
And then
yeah,
up.
because here you really open.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not ideal. We really want to
That.
smash the person.
Okay.
Nice. Yes. Now I can't attack you anymore.
Okay.
Because otherwise I will do that. You block me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the jaw. That
Yeah. What can you do after?
to this
Mhm.
and you or,
Oh, could be
or
nice.
also behind
Mhm.
and kick you out.
Yes. Nice. Okay. Here. Ooh. Yeah. No, that's good. Good. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one. And then, oh, and then there's another one too. Oh, that was a bad idea. That,
You sure? Yes.
this,
Mhm. Mhm.
then
Do the block in the back, the lock in the back.
no.
This one when I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So here, block,
block,
grab,
grab,
hit my biceps.
hit. Oh, and then that one.
Yeah, it came completely naturally. So here, go all the way around. Yeah, and have, yes, awesome. And my wrist now is on your arm. That's perfect.
Okay, so that's the. Okay,
That's the
one
one.
I was, because I was trying on Kyle, I didn't do that, so I got confused now. Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
That. Up. This.
Yeah.
That. That.
On this side. Yes.
side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can do it on both sides, but you're gonna have more leverage on this one, and you will control the person better. Otherwise, they're
Okay.
gonna turn around. Yeah. Nice. Mhm. Yeah. So here, the other side. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. My shoulder is so tight.
Yeah, mine is so tight.
Yeah.
I have to work on it later.
More circle. What haven't we do?
So, slicing?
This one?
No.
Backhand?
Yeah. That.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only one I can think of that works.
No,
That doesn't work. Oh, that's the one that we're okay.
come here. Yeah.
And up under here and now, well,
Just keep my hand a little bit lower. Yeah, here. And this, yes.
okay.
Yeah. Because you keep it really high, so I could bend it almost.
Yeah, because it's kind of awkward because I'm, I guess, a little taller, but it does work perfectly.
It should work even better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Other side?
No, on.
She step on me, it's easier. So here, be careful. Yeah, you want my elbow this way, not this way. Because if I'm this way,
Okay.
yeah, here.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, nice. Okay. Do you want to do another one or are you okay? because it's the end.
One more?
One more of this one.
Because I want to get it.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Okay, that's the one I needed.
Yeah, again?
That one. And that.
Oh, oh yeah,
Oh, I heard something. I was like, oops.
my elbow. Okay, nice.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mandy. Okay, guys, you know it by heart, too easy, easy peasy. Yeah, it's the
Trained
end.
professionals.
Yeah, I know. You you know as many techniques as I do. Okay, so it's our tea time already. It's been 1 hour we're here doing some defense against weapon. Now we're gonna do tea time, and then we're gonna do weapons. Yeah? Fits together. Bow. Bow. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's go to tea. Hey, if you just joined us, we are in Namyang, we are in Thailand. The weather is just amazing. We're switching class to class, so now it's gonna be weapons. And that's Snowflakes. That's our best friend. She's amazing. She's really good at snapping and stretching, so she can teach you how to stretch, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
Oh,
No, I think it's just
I think
the sun.
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, like I don't see Dimitri anywhere in sight. I don't see any cold brew happening anywhere. So this is the tea we're getting.
at least we have tea.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, no one talks to the cooks, so they're always going to prepare tea. Feel free to grab yourself a cup. There's some for you as well.
It's really purple.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've double the mics, twice the pleasure.
and we got some protein in there too. Or I do, anyways. Ants again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to charge extra for that one. Sorry.
People wanted more protein. They always come here. We want more protein. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, there's plenty of ants in your food. Don't worry, you got protein for days.
Insects are the future, apparently.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's what we used to eat, and then we got more sophisticated, and it's what we'll go back to eating.
Because we're really smart.
Yeah.
We really learn from the past experience.
Well, if you can just get some of that chili squid flavoring on there, then you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Lay's chips with the chili squid.
well, yeah. So you just get that flavoring on some like crickets. Get some crickets.
Crickets are good.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
good.
or
Larvae.
yeah, larvae. Yeah, we would call them maggots,
Big maggots.
but here I think it's a little more sophisticated. Larvae. Grill it up a little bit. Put some seasoning on there. Some like what's some of the other flavors like spicy shrimp. What's that?
The crickets.
Yeah, the crickets. Yeah, you could get
Cricket
like some
fondue.
nori lobster flavor going on there. Some seaweed lobster. Mm. The essence of good. Yum. So come on down to the retreat. You can have yourself some crickets, some larvae. No, I'm just kidding. We generally don't eat that. Mostly rice, vegetables. and a soup. So, do we have any kung fu questions? Do we have any kung fu? It's weird holding a mic.
It's like you're broadcasting.
You're just so famous.
You look weird too. It's
Oh,
hard to take you
It
seriously.
doesn't look like.
oh no.
Oh no, what? First mic.
Wah, wah,
It's a
wah.
small mic.
You can put-
What did you say about my mic? You say I got a small mic? I take.
So if you have a question,
No question.
what's your question?
I don't have one yet.
Yet?
Yet.
And now?
I was wondering why you don't have any questions.
Oh.
What? How about that? Is why don't I have any questions?
Why the tea is purple?
I think
That's
it's
because life is pink.
yeah. It's just there's just a lot of the rocks. It's the same. The wood.
Oh, it's just a lot more.
Yeah, there's just a lot more in there, and then they used the small teapot for some reason. I don't know why. So that's
For drinking wood tea.
That's pretty fun wood.
yeah.
I wonder what kind of wood it is. Maybe it's easy to carve.
Mm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Carve.
I got to finish carving my spoon in first time.
Purple spoons, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
No questions. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
One of those mysteries.
Yeah. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? This is another deep philosophical question. Where does the water go in low tide?
Yeah, where does it go?
Yeah.
I have one question from
Yeah. What is it?
what's the most powerful kung fu trick you know?
Kung Fu trick?
Controlling my mind.
Trick.
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 Yeah.
Tricks here.
Yeah. Kung Fu doesn't really have tricks, Ja. It's, I mean, I think I kind of understand what you're saying, but,
Maybe it's ironic.
yeah, might be. But, I mean, you could, if I'm expanding my idea of what this person's meaning, they could be meaning like, what is a good technique? What is a good trick technique that you can use? And I would say the ultimate technique would be your mind. And using your mind to, one, avoid the fight, to get yourself out of the fight, and then ultimately, if you have to finish the fight. And that's all going to happen in your mind. We're really training the body to train the mind. Right? That's really why it worked for monks, why it was used for the Buddhists who are meditating. It was all mind training, right? Their body wasn't physically strong enough to withhold kind of the austere practices. So Bodhidharma went into a cave to try to find inspiration, and then he came out and gave this to the Shaolin monks. Hey, do this, Bodhidharma vein tendon. Little different than what we do nowadays, but the same principle of strengthening up the fascia, flushing out the bone marrow, keeping the bone density, keeping the body healthy so that we can sit for long periods of time. So, one trick, one technique, the mind. It always comes back to
Master
the
your
mind.
mind.
It really does, and you know, you have countless opportunities when you go out there and you start training and you're like, I'm bored. I've done this 3 times already.
3 times.
Yeah, three big times. You know, I've been here for 10 minutes. I went through the routine 3 times. I'm bored.
Tired.
Well, that's your mind, right? Our mind has this tendency to put obstacles in the way of our progress. Oh, that's all the way over there. Oh, I got to do it again, right? But that's us using our will to overpower that and say, yeah, I'm going to train again, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to up my mindfulness, right? So I'm not just going through the routines, looking, oh, that's cool over there. Oh, yeah, what was I doing? You know, everything, as Master Ian would say, you'd have to be turned on. Otherwise, you get lost.
It's here.
You know, you're not, oh, I was looking for that, thank you.
Me too.
If you're not turned on, you're not really doing it. I mean, you're not doing it to the best of your ability, that's for sure. You know, so we want to constantly do this. Oh, I've done this many times. Okay, well, can I do it better? How can I do it better? You know, using our mind can be a little tricky because it can have a tendency to lead us towards the path of least resistance, which is then when we want to use our will. Because if we always go down the path of least resistance, there's a good chance you'll never progress. Oh, I should go train. Ah, but it'd be way easier just to sit here and do nothing. You're not going to progress, right? That's the path of less resistance, as they like to say, which the mind oftentimes will do. So here we are using our will to engage our mind, to make it active, to make it work for us. Instead of being lazy, oh, you know what? I'm going to do, oh, my mind's saying, what do I need to do another one for? As David Goggins would say, that's exactly when you have to go after it. When you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to do another one. I did 3 already. You know, and 3 is nothing, right? Do 10, do 20. Do that routine for an hour and see where you're at. You know, more than that, and you're probably going to just check out, and then that's the danger. And that's what we're kind of talking about, right, is we want to engage the mind and use everything here. Oh, I'm not very good at this. Well, then get better, right? That's just, again, our mind throwing in this obstacle. Oh, I'm really good at this. I don't need to practice. That's just another obstacle. We all need to practice if we want to get better. What's that?
Excuses.
Exactly, exactly. These are excuses. Obstacle mind is oftentimes is described in Buddhism, where we throw these obstacles in our way. Instead of finding solutions, we're finding reasons not to do it. So this is part of the mind training, is finding solutions. And what one will find is as you do that in Kung Fu, it'll actually permeate into all aspects of your life. Where before you might have found obstacles or reasons, excuses why you couldn't do something, now you're like, okay, I have an issue. How do I solve this problem? And if you really adapt that ideology or philosophy, you're going to be a lot more successful in life. And those are just hard facts. If we have a solution mind instead of a problem mind, you are going to accomplish a lot more. It's tough to get there. It's really tough, especially when we're tired, especially when we're stressed out, you know, have a lot going on. It's really easy to make up excuses. Now, on the flip side of that, we also want to be mindful of where our body is at. So we don't want to just be like, no, I have to train, I have to train, I have to keep training, I have to keep training. My body's exhausted, and I keep training. No, my body hurts, this is sore. Oh, now this is almost like an injury, and I keep pushing it. And you might be like, well, yeah, obviously you would take a break then. But I've seen people come through the school with this mentality, and they injure themselves, right? Sometimes that happens. You know, we're doing Kung Fu. But instead of taking it easy and listening to their body, they get in this, no, I have to power through. I have to keep going. So here's where they're using their will, but they're not using their mindfulness to be aware of where their body's at. So here again, we have to find that balance. Because if you're just using your will, you're going to will yourself right into injury. And like I said, I've seen it. And then those people had to leave because they couldn't practice. They couldn't train. Because they were like, no, I need to. So it's tricky, but we have to find that balance of, okay, when am I being lazy? Or when am I actually just listening to my body and recognizing if I keep practicing, I'm going to make this worse. If I keep training where I have a minor injury, it could turn into a big injury relatively quickly. And you see me grabbing my elbow because my elbow is kind of jacked, which is why I wasn't at the midday today. And I've been taking it easy the last couple of days because we have grading tomorrow. So I want to make sure that I'm able to use it. But this is a prime case. Like, it's eating me up inside. I want to go train, but then it hurts. And then I'm out for a couple of days with this annoying elbow injury. So it's better to let it rest for a little while. Take care of it. Use that awareness. Use that training. Just a couple examples of how we use our mind here.
Yeah, and you can also balance with working with your body and working with your mind, because even though your body is exhausted, you can still do some other practices that are more light, so you can still practice a lot, but differently, even though if it's not physically.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point. You can do some John Zhuang here. Why don't you drink this one? I don't think he's gonna drink it. You can do some John Zhuang, some Qigong. Just about any injury is gonna get better with Qigong unless it's a very severe injury. But even the Qigong warm-up that we do on meditation, you know, that is almost a rehabilitation type movement. Because it's just simple movement to get the qi flowing, to loosen up the joints, to get everything kind of working. Very low impact. You know, things like this, we can do this. And be mindful, yeah. That's an excellent point.
Yeah, Kung Fu is more, how do you say, a marathon than a sprint.
Oh, absolutely. It's a lifetime journey. It isn't like, oh, let me train up so I can get into a ring. You know, and that's legit training, but that training is very hard, compact, 6 months, 8 months, I'm getting ready for a fight, very specific, very hardcore, you know. But then that fighters, they're done by the time they're 40. Like, you're not going to get back in the ring. Maybe there's some exceptions, but generally, most people's bodies are just tore up by that time. So Kung Fu definitely has that mentality of, like, you want to be doing this till you die. Yeah, exactly. So with that mentality, right, there isn't a rush. If I put in 2 more hours today, I'm gonna get there. You know, it's like, well, put in 200,000 more hours in your lifetime and you'll get there. You know, so something like this. If that's even realistic, I don't think so, but I think that's 100 years of working a full-time job, but you get the point. Any other non-questions?
Yeah, that was a good one. It's 49.
All right. Perfect. Let's get back to training. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony, we drank your tea. That's what I was figuring, so. Awesome. Let's wash up the cups.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to training. You two,
Big deal.
grab a staff.
Oh, yes,
What's that?
You're welcome.
Grab a staff.
What? We get a real staff today?
Yeah. You don't have to practice it a lot, but I do want you to go through it. We can also go through Tonto, so grab a Tonto as well.
So grab all the weapons.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah, grab a staff and a Tonto. Bless you. And Mandy, we're going to get through the staff today.
Yes, we are. Oh, cut the full hands.
Yeah, because we got pretty good. We're in a good place with that.
She's really excited.
Yes,
Is she?
we are.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Takes me a while, but we'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely will.
We believe.
Well, as Master Ian would as Master Tan would say, you only need 2 things to be successful. To start and not give up. And that's it. It doesn't really matter how long it takes. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get things really fast. Sometimes we get things a little bit slower.
Takes me a while to get them.
You know, so
You know, often people that learn fast, they just forget so fast. Stop so quickly.
and they don't do it right.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's the biggest problem for all of you out there and back home, is you learn it really quickly, but you don't really learn it correctly. And so you've just powered through it and you're not taking your time to get proper technique. And then when you leave here, you're not leaving with good technique and you don't practice with good technique. So rushing through to learn something really isn't that beneficial unless you're learning it and doing it correctly.
To the audience.
I am. I don't know if anyone's listening, and it's a little weird because the camera is out, but looking at something else.
Well, as long as I can still hear you and I can still hear the story, it's all good.
I was just talking about how there's no rush to learn something incorrectly, and how some people will rush through some of the routines, and then they want another one or they want something more, but they're not doing the routine correctly. They know the moves, but they're not doing it correctly. So there's not really any point to rush through and get the next one.
No, there is no.
It's not a competition about how much can I learn. It's about mastering ourselves, right? And that requires doing the movements correctly. Welcome back. We just came from the tea table, little transition. It's always a little awkward, but now we're going to start the weapons. Just going to bow everyone in. All right, bow in. Sunday afternoon, we know the drill. We're going to continue on the staff, but people here have already finished the staff, so they're going to work on some other weapons as well. I'm going to come around and take a look, but I'm going to start with Mandy. Yeah. If you have questions, obviously ask.
That one's fairly straight.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
It's completely straight.
I think you got the only one.
Like maybe have a little bow.
So show me what you got, Mandy, or what you remember at least.
Remember?
Yeah. No pressure, it's just me and 200 million people watching. Yeah, no pressure. We're live. Well, you forgot a move there. Yeah.
So I went like that.
No, it's this. It's a lower sweep to the right.
Lower sweep.
Yeah, that's what.
Then you do the
Then, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
step back.
Yep. No, you don't step back.
You don't step back.
No,
Oh, and then you shuffle and step.
that's correct.
And then it's
Nope. No, lower. Yep. Yep.
and that's all I can remember. I know there was a monkey squat in there somewhere.
Yeah. Right now it's the monkey squat.
So I step back.
It's a jump back or shuffle back into a monkey squat.
Okay. But I have to back like that. Right?
Yeah, but we want to come back into a monkey squat. and at the same time, we're doing a double block, right?
Okay.
So you can either jump up and come down, or if that's a little challenging, we can shuffle back, but we wouldn't have our feet like this,
No.
right? We'd have much wider, not as long. Right, yeah. Well, a little longer than that. Yeah, yeah. Just turn your foot in. Yeah, it'll make it easier. Remember, when you open your foot like that, you can't get your hip around. So it's going to make your hips face this way, and we want our hips to face center, which is why we have our feet 11 or 1 o'clock. No more. No more, because the second you start opening that up to like 10 o'clock, now the energy is going kind of this way, and the hip is stuck. And we want to be able to turn and drive through. But there we did. We shuffled, we struck. And then you can kind of start the first one as you jump back, and then the second one finishes, right? And then we come up, pull it into position, step.
And then it's step. That.
Yep. And then come up, overhead. Right? Make sure that you have your hand. Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you want to try that a little bit?
Work on that a little bit. I'll start from the beginning and do the whole thing, see what I can find. Remember?
Yeah.
Or should I?
No, you can. You can. There was just a few things. The moves are there, but there's a few corrections that could be made, that's for sure.
Through the whole, from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly, we want to make sure that our left hand is on our left hip whenever we're striking to the left, right? And we want to make sure that right hand is into the upper part of the chest.
Okay.
So it's not down here, it's not out here, it's anchored right in there, right? So upper part up by, yeah. Right, anchored in there, yeah. And when we do this, straight out from the arm, you kind of had it down like this.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah, and you want the arm behind it because that's where you get the power.
Okay.
If I'm like this and I hit somebody, it's just going to come right out.
Right, okay.
How's it with the staff? Like a proper staff? A little different.
Yes, better.
Better. Oh, good. Those ones are tough because they're not properly like glazed, but the hands slide better on them. But they don't really get much vibration at all.
This one?
Yeah. Can you get vibration in there?
Not as that.
Yeah, this is really easy. And those are okay. These are just some people on the land made them. Yeah, yeah, this is more like professionally made, bought. This was just made from wood on the land. Just some workers made those. That's why we have so many of them, yeah. So it's a little more raw, where this one you can tell it's been machined. It's perfectly cylinder, there's no lumpy spots. It's has a glaze over it. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's 2 of those in there. One's light, one's dark. And then there's a big black one that's pretty heavy. That's real thick. It might be. That's like the most challenging one. Yeah, yeah. Lawrence liked to use it a lot.
Can I see spring?
And that?
Yeah.
It's hard to get spring in
Or
this.
can you go through the form?
Me? You know the form.
I know, but when I see someone do it, sometimes I pick up on things.
Okay. Well, use your hips. Yeah. your very legs,
On legs?
or your very arms.
Arms.
Yeah, it's very. You know, try to incorporate the whole body. Try to get the whole body involved. You know, when you're striking. If you can. Get some springy in there, but the staff is not my best weapon. So that one is the one to really work on. That turn with the straightening, and then you can get that. Yeah. And then you get the tip to vibrate. Hey, can you feel that at all?
I put on that one a little bit.
Yeah. So try to use more of the whole body. That's going to be what, to just do with the arms is really difficult, but much easier. Right, I'm kind of over exaggerating right now. It would be more like that, you know, but this, especially that particular one, because it's a stab, block, step back, so you're already right there. Bam. Now here, I think I've seen you do this the other day, and I'm not sure if you do it every time, but when you shuffle this up. Once you land, pull back. So I think I saw you like move this hand with the shuffle, the right hand, but it's really just the left hand. Then it pulls it. But try to, I would say try to go slow.
Yeah.
And really try to see if you can get some hip. Try to get some of your hip movement in there. All right, try to hip and the straightening of the back leg. Trying to get the energy to come in through that back leg, right? It bends, but if you'll notice, my hips aren't doing this. I'm sure they are a little bit. It's a little difficult for me to tell from watching, but I'm not going, right? It's really just the back leg. The front knee's already bent. So the overhead one is a really great example right here. And then as you step in, that straightening of the back leg brings the energy through. But I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to do this movement. It's not there's the push, but I'm not bouncing up and down. It's more a turning this way. Because most of the cases we want the chi going that way, not this way, which is what happens when people are, I'm obviously exaggerating, but I see people do it all the time. And it's just the difference. It's really, the key is focusing on one leg. Well, focusing on the back leg, yes, and to drive the energy through. This knee is already bent, 60% in the front, so you can really push the energy through, you know? You can feel that, right? As you straighten that leg, a lot more. I can see it getting some shake in there, right? Compared to just, yeah, I can get some there, but just, yeah, yeah, the hip. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you're still having a little bit, try to get the energy, you're getting some good shake here, but you're also doing a little bit of this. So, you know, it's already there. I get a little bit of shake, but ideally, it kind of has this anchoredness that's coming in so that the energy is coming out here. And we're not, because if we're just doing this, we're going to end up injuring ourselves. And the energy's right here. So it's like, it's hard for me to describe. Like, because it's not just sitting there, you know, and externally, and can look the same, right? Like that. That can look the same, but they're different in the way they were executed. But it's like here, I'm keeping it pretty close to my body, and the movement's just always at that end. Where here, I'm more or less, it's just kind of hinging and doing this. Where this one, it's really all, the left hand is leading and the right hand is just kind of the pivot point. Instead of having the pivot here, where it does this, the pivot's more in the hand. I don't know if you can feel the difference there, but it has a different feel from this to that. And yeah, you kind of have to feel it, work it out a little bit, if that makes sense. Of just, it's really, it's when the anchoring system is more here than like right here. And vice versa, when it's more here and right there. Because when it's right there and we do that, it's, right? You see it rotating on this point right here. Yeah, instead of, this is my, and it's moving from this point. From exactly, and same thing here. So the pivot point is the hand, and it's not a this motion, it's more of this, yeah, excuse me, yeah. Yeah, now you just gotta, you just gotta do it a few hundred times and you'll get it, it'll be fine. But I mean, you know, your routine's coming along just fine. I mean, you know all the moves. That's the hardest step, or that's the first step. Yeah, and then it's smoothing it out. The hardest step is to make it look like a master, make it look effortless, right? But that just takes time. Yeah, that takes the repetition. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, but that figuring the different pivoting point can help a lot with the power as well, because it's not getting lost here and being like here, just us hitting our sides, which in the beginning we all do.
And I can feel it, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, right, exactly. You can tell the energy, yeah.
Putting it all in there, but it's not coming out.
But it's not, yeah, exactly, because it's getting kind of lost, because it's kind of focusing at that point. Yeah. And it's just doing this instead of this. right? Yeah. Look at your feet.
I know. Feet are
So when you
awesome.
shuffle, just like you did this morning, you did such a good job this morning.
I-
So shuffle this way, right? And when we're here, shuffle this way, not this way.
Like, if I was holding it like that, or do I hold it like this?
Definitely not like that.
So it is like that.
It's like that, and it's up, 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 straight out from your shoulder,
Okay.
straight out from your arm. It's an extension of your arm.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely not down here. It's definitely not undercarriage, right? It's not in my purse. I'm not going to the mall. Hi, everybody. What's up? Right? No, we want to, you know, when you come into that, it's a really powerful position. Come in, come around. Right? So you're there. So you pull it up, come in, slide it, wham. Turning the waist and turning the body. Getting a lot of power. And it's the waist more than the shoulder.
Okay, so,
Right? So I'm not just doing this. I'm not going to get any power here.
okay, so,
So when we come here and we come over, you're naturally, hips are going to kind of naturally want to go this way, and let them. Right? I'm still looking forward, but now I can get all that momentum. Yeah, right? Bam. I don't want to be fully turned like this. This is not good, but I can be a little turned. You know, I can still be aware of my target, because here I'm giving my back up. This is a no-no. We don't want to give our back up. So, but we can turn a little bit, right? My hips are here. Right, straighten that back leg and power into it. And get that.
that?
Yep. Right? Yeah, yeah. And then we shuffle, you know the rest. I know you know the shuffle. And keep that up here. Throat height. Just right there. Just kind of just right, but we don't want to do this because we want this hand to be in the same spot.
Oh, we're just gonna,
Well, if you pull it back here, you get a good strike. Right? And you can get the hips in it a little bit. They kind of go in the opposite direction. There's a couple ways to get power here, but this is one of the ways, right? But don't turn your hips out like this. So we're never doing this with the hips if we can avoid it,
sounds
but
like we're dancing.
we're doing this. So we're doing a turning side to side, but not a, because this isn't balanced. You know, like I don't look very balanced when I'm like this. So I don't want to be like, or, you know.
So,
Yep. And now we go through that sequence. No, there's lower right first.
oh, right, and then step,
Yep. Yep. Remember, wider's your friend. Wider, not longer. Yeah. No, that was right.
You do that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the monkey squat.
Correct.
This.
Yeah, something like that, yeah, yeah. Now, ideally, when we come out of a monkey squat, we want to be in a bow and arrow stance. Like, just so you know. So if we're like this, and we, right? When I come up, I'm in a bow and arrow stance, or pretty close to it.
Okay.
So we want to think about that, right? Wider is always our friend, right? Closing that back foot, yeah. And then we just step forward. It doesn't matter if it is, because you can always correct it, but that is the idea. Anytime we come into a monkey squat, we want to come out in a stance,
Right.
whether it's walking stance or bow and arrow stance.
Okay.
Easier said than done. I get this, trust me. But it doesn't matter too much here, because we're just going to come up right away again,
Okay.
and then come across. And then we're going to come up again. So, and here we want to make sure we have a good stance.
And then it's
The four corners. No, let's do it together. So let's start from this spot. We just finished, we just turned back, right? We just finished our sequence. Overhead, block, shuffle. Back into our monkey squat. Up into the other monkey squat. Now we're going to step up, pull it up, overhead strike, right? Now we're going to just pivot on that left foot. And we're going to face these corners. We're facing the 45 degrees. So don't overstep. We're facing the 45 degree. You want your hips facing the 45, right in someone's head. Right in someone's head. Keep it head height, right? Just smash someone in their head or in their face. Now we're going to step back. Nope. Back into a bow and arrow stance. And now we're going to strike in this corner. Right? Again, 45 degrees. The corners are 45 degrees. The mats are squares, so anytime you're going towards the corner, it's 45 degrees, right? Then we're going to come back here again. Again, all you're doing is pivoting on the heel. The right foot is doing all the work. But we want to be in a good bow and arrow stance, right? So turn that front foot in, smash someone's toes. Hit it. Yeah. Let it come through that hand, right? Pick it up, bring it over, smash toes. Try to be in a good bow and arrow stance if you can. You're in kind of a walking, yeah. Right? So let's go through that sequence again.
okay.
So we're in our monkey squat. I won't make you get down into the monkey squat again, but we're in our lower monkey squat, right?
Right.
And we're going to step up, and we're going to do that overhead. And then we're going to do what we call just the 4 points. I don't think that's the proper name, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Off to the side. Off to the side. Yeah. Close that back foot. That's going to be your biggest challenge.
Trying
is
to remember
the back foot. Yeah, yeah. But this is mindfulness training.
Yes.
This is how the mindfulness training works. Is we're training our body through, or training our mind through training our body. These little things that we unconsciously are doing, we want to bring awareness to, right?
Right.
So, again, into the monkey squat,
Okay.
right? Step up, overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay?
Okay.
Now, pull it up and step back. And what do we think? Ooh, I stepped back a little far. What do we think we're going to do here? Lower right. Yeah. Right? Try to get those hips squared. Yep. Close that back foot. Yep. And get those hips facing center. Yeah. Try not to lean back. Yeah. 60% of the weight's in the front. So if anything, we're leaning forward. Right? We're not leaning like this, but our tailbone is down. We're definitely not on the back leg
Okay.
doing this. Right? 60% of the weight's on the front. Power into that. Right? So again, you're leaning back. You're kind of like this. So put 60% of the weight here. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now if you can just get those hips squared up straight. Get those hips to face me. Yep, and then bring it through. Yeah. Hips are facing a little bit that way, but that's all right. So, now, we're going to pull, right? Get into position, take a step forward, strike the side. So this is the only time we actually strike the waist, right? Striking the waist, and then we come back into a shuffle. But let's make sure we have all that first.
Yes, that's picture that. Because that's already a lot for me already.
It's quite a few moves, so
So,
go from,
the monkey squat?
sure. Do you remember what's before the monkey squat?
Stab?
Yep,
Overhead or stab or whatever. And then you go like this, and then you jump with that. Then you get up, and then you do it again,
yep,
that, and then up,
yep.
that, step forward. That.
Yeah. Yep, yep. Now keep going.
The corners.
Yep.
So you want to do that. Pivot,
Mm-hmm.
and then
4 corners. No, the four corners are 2 heads, 2 toes. So you're hitting someone in the head. So you had the right idea with the pivot on your left foot?
and then that step forward.
Hit someone in the head. Yeah.
And then step back.
But not back into a bow and arrow stance, not into a horse riding stance. So just bring, no, just bring the foot right here. Yeah. Back into a bow and arrow stance. So from here, bam, I'm just going back to where I started.
Oh,
So I started here, I went here, then I go back to where I started,
oh, okay.
right?
And
So that's all,
then you
right.
hit
The other corner,
the other corner.
right? Yep, then come over, then put that foot back in that bow and arrow stance, close that left foot. Yep,
And then
step back
back.
and step forward. Make sure to step before delivering the strike. We don't ever want to be, 1, our balance isn't good, and 2, the power and stability. I mean, the list goes on and on. Power, stability.
So there.
It's a side strike. So you're striking someone at the hip, yes.
Oh, that's the one. That's the only one that's striking in the hip. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry if you can hear me drinking water. I'm a loud drinker. Yeah, your hips should be facing me. So change your feet. Yeah, don't come through so much with the foot. You want your stance to face me. Your stance is facing you, brother. So you're just moving too much. So we're here, and it's literally just this. It's not that. It's literally the foot moves just slightly, and then you come into a bow and arrow stance facing this direction.
Okay, and then strike.
Right in someone's head. So, bam. Yep. Come back. Bam. Yep. Yep. So try to come back into a bow and arrow stance. Yeah. Then you're going to step back. Right? Yep. Make sure to come through. Right? We don't want to stop in the middle. We want to go all the way just a little bit outside of our right foot. Doesn't have to be way over here, but we want to clear our whole range. You know, if you think about kind of our target area, it's kind of like this. You know, right here. And then yep, just yeah, exactly.
Trying to keep I'm trying to remember.
Come on in, Ricardo. So I'd say work on that a little bit. Try to get that in the old memory banks. There's only a couple more moves, so if you can get those down, we can get to the end. How are you going? How's it going? Any questions on any of it? Staff or Tonto or? No? I didn't watch your Tonto. So. I didn't see it, but I can take a look. So here we have Ricardo demonstrating the Tonto. You got one of the turners? Yep, yep. Try to get it neck height. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you don't necessarily flip it over in your hand like that. More of a so. Yeah, as you. Right, so it's bring it around, slice, bring it back the other way, slice, curl it up. So you had the right slice, but try to get it neck height, and then it just comes back as you step around. So it's kind of like it could be like a block, you know, from that. So yeah, so you have that first block, but you're also using the momentum. Does that make sense? So instead of, because you were kind of bringing it around like this, you were bringing it all the way back around. On the second one, you don't. It's just here, or you do, but it comes around the other way. You were kind of doing this, and then bringing it around, and then going, but it's, I think I'm confusing myself here. It's just the blade's just coming back. Yeah. It's coming along. There's definitely some smoothing out. You know, getting to that point where you're not thinking about the next move. You know, so there's not really hesitation, which just takes repetition. But I would say that's kind of the focal point probably for you right now is to get that, where it's like, because there's a few spots, you know, instead of it, this one's a little unique as well. You're kind of doing from this position. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, that works. It looked like it was like coming around or something. But, you know, getting this fluid, you know, that whole sequence there can be pretty fluid. Or here, step, you know, you can have nice fluidity. Here, try to get your other hand involved. You have really good wrist mobility, really good. Oh, it looks so good. And well, what you do is it actually is following the other wrist, and it's yin-yang hands. And when you start to get good to it, it's almost like that left hand is pushing and pulling the right. So it's almost like my left hand is making the sword move. You see what I'm? And that can be done on, this one is harder, to be honest. But you want to be able to get fluidity if you can. When you, yeah, I know, easier said than done. But when we're coming here, right, we ideally want it to be one movement. Here, let that blade drop and spin around you to come right into it. Like using it as a defense. I think when you came down, right, you did the kick, you came down, and I think you just dropped it and did that. So you'll notice you'll get a lot more momentum, which means a lot more speed, a lot more power. If when you come down, you drop it and let it come all the way around, defending you, and then what happens is it's about right here when that front foot comes, and then it just naturally wants to come right out. Like you get this natural flow of the energy, right? It just wham, right into the collarbone. Now, smooth it out. You can also kind of dress it up a little bit because you know the moves more or less, right? You can refine them, but you can start to do, so you get this kind of stomping. Same thing with this one, and really try to use that to get the turn though, right? Instead of just going, really using that momentum. It looks nicer, but it also uses the chi more. And it's not just using the chi of the arm, you're using now the chi of the whole body. Because you're getting the waist turned, body's moving, getting activation of the legs. Yeah. You look disinterested. No, maybe I talk in riddles. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, well, that's the job of a sage, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a sage in training, so yeah. Yeah, trying to get that to, yeah, and if you can even start to line it up where it's, and when it comes over, you know, but just a way to kind of dress it up. And when what you can do with the rest of the energy, and it's harder, some of these you can get them to shake. This one's okay, but the handle's so loose that it's dangerous. But you can get this, and you can get the sword to vibrate, like a little bit there. So you get that kind of like, Master Ian, he does it so well, right? But he does it here, and then he just wham, and you can just see the energy go right to the tip and vibrate. It's easier to tell in the 9-ring executioner blade because it has the rings. So when you stop it cold, it'll jingle. It's very difficult.
The rings are just for showing up or what?
It's a big debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the rings, in the 9-ring. I've read multiple articles. I've talked to Master Ian. He's read multiple articles. Yeah, there's about, I think there's like, 8 or 9 reasons, probably 2 or 3 that are actually realistic. But
What are those reasons?
there's one, it just sounds cool. Chinese like the sound. So the rings on the end of the 9-ring executioner blade, it sounds cool. There's this theory that they would use that one because they wouldn't, if the executioner wasn't tipped, because you would tip them to kill you cleanly, because it's very difficult to cut through somebody's head. So they would use these big blades, and then it's one of the theories was the rings would stop it from going all the way through cleanly. So it's like they would use that if they didn't get tipped properly, right? And it makes it a gory mess, and it, public execution, and the family's watching, right? So that's one theory. Another is that you could catch a sword in there and break a sword, but I don't really know how you're going to break a sword with the ring of that big, catching it in there. I mean, if you're good enough to catch, you're on another level. You're in a movie, because that's just not really happening in real life. So those were some of the main theories. Another one was and this is how I like to use it, is it shows when you're able to get the chi through the blade. Because especially on some of these blocking moves, it'll rattle, or it won't. And it's really obvious when it doesn't, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I didn't get the energy through. So we have a couple of the weapons. I practice actually most of the weapons with the rings, because it helps me.
You were doing it right.
Exactly, and it's so obvious. You know, sometimes it's hard to tell when you're doing a weapon to feel if you're getting all the energy through, but when it's making that noise, it's really obvious. And then even the difference in the noise, like, oh, ching ching, or ching, you know, or just like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I didn't get any of the energy through. So they don't have a solid reason. But yeah, using that other hand. Okay, Mandy, how's it coming along?
I think it's coming along nicely. I'm been practicing, trying to remember everything.
Awesome, my hero.
The step or the overhead? Let's try both ways.
From what spot?
After the monkey spots,
It's an overhead.
it is the overhead, so that's what I was trying. Okay.
Yep,
And then pivot.
yep, yeah, hips right at me. Yeah, yes, yes. Yep, oh, that's gonna hurt the foot. It's gonna hurt the foot. Smash those toes.
Then step back and then
Nope,
nope. Let's
step back, but not that way. Step back. What's back? Yeah, exactly.
oh, and then it's the
Nope. Yep.
oh.
Nope. Someone's knee. We want to hit their knee. Hit their knee. Yeah, a little lower, but it's better. Side. It's a side strike. Yep.
Okay. But remembered most of it.
Yeah, you sure did. Okay, so now
I
this.
just know that I had to step back for the one.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You'll figure it out. You'll get there in time. Just continuous practice. So from here, we're going to shuffle back, right? And then we're going to go into a defensive position.
Okay.
So as we do the shuffle back, so go, you can go, right? So we're still going to shuffle back, but as we do the shuffle back, we're going to kind of spin this around, right? But we don't want it this close. And we don't want it straight up and down like this. It's a defense. So your hands are kind of going to the opposite shoulders, but we're not doing this.
Okay.
My hips are facing forward. My shoulders are facing forward. My left hand is more or less over my right shoulder,
Okay.
and my right hand is kind of in line with my left shoulder.
Like
Right.
that.
Yeah, just come forward a little bit. Wait here, not here. Yes. Oh, actually, you're in a cat stance. So yeah, your weight is actually in the back. So.
Okay.
And, right, we want to be in a nice defensive position. So you're trying to look at we want to be in a comfortable position.
Okay.
But how we're going to get there from here is and then you can kind of, put this little stamp on there, but let's not worry about the power so much right now.
Okay.
Let's just make sure that we're in this position, right? Because we just did here, shuffle back into a cat stance, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to step, bring it around, overhead strike. Shuffle back, strike. Come back. And here, kind of bring it around, slow, salute.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely work with that.
Yeah, let's go over that sequence again. So let's go after from this point. We just did the 4 points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we're just going to pull it back as we step back. stepping back with the right foot, right? We don't ever step back with the back foot.
Okay,
That would be a shuffle.
right.
So,
Up there doing this.
yep,
Okay.
lower right, step forward, boom,
And then the
shuffle back. Yeah, so try not to bring it behind your head. Keep it in front of you,
Okay.
because think of it as a block. And we wouldn't really be blocking much if we're back here,
Right.
right? So we want to think in front of us. Like if I can see it, good. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
In this defensive position. Then we just step out, bring that around, overhead. And you can really use that momentum, get a lot of power in there. You know, you see that vibration at the end of the stick. Right, so here we are. And you can bring it by and then step first, or you can step. It doesn't matter. Whatever's easiest, right? Here, shuffle back, stab, back into horse riding, bring it around. Okay, one more time through the sequence,
Okay.
and then you can kind of practice it, right? So we'll start again from here. And what do we do next?
We step back.
Correct. Stepping back. All right, and then we're gonna,
Step forward.
yep,
Okay. And then it's the shuffle back to release.
yep,
And then we step side, row. And then we step back, stab, and then shuffle forward.
nope,
Oh, we're going back into our, this thing?
yep, horse riding.
And then we go like that.
Yeah,
I remember.
awesome, awesome. So say work on that for the next 10 minutes. If you have any questions,
Okay.
let me know. I'll be here. What's going on over here? One of the dogs? Yeah. I'm only making that face because I don't have the best technique on this one, and so I hurt my elbow.
Oh, okay.
This is how I hurt my elbow.
You just tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
That's easy.
Let's say step back a little more.
More?
Yeah, but close your feet
Zoom inward?
towards the center. More. It's just a reverse bow and arrow stance. So the easiest way to practice it is if you have your foot on a line, and then when you come back, it's still on that line. But all the weight's in the back. 60%, really honestly more. So we're here, right? And in the routine, you're like this. No, you're like that. You come back Hand comes up here, right? And you can kind of come two ways with it. You can turn here and come back. So if you're here and you step and come back to the center, right? Or it's allowed that you come here and come back that way. So you can really go either way. And you notice my hips are still facing here because in order for them to come straight, I got to compromise my knee. And that's not what we're doing. So your knee is not coming in. Your knee is staying over your foot.
So our hips are not forward.
They come forward a little bit, but they're not 100%. Like, they're just not going to be, because the second you do that, your knee comes in. So keep going with that hip. Keep going. Release. Relax. Relax. Ooh, that was good.
Still feels so odd.
Do the counter with this now. Yeah.
Right in the shoulder this one.
Yeah. With that. Right? And it's in the hips. Think side to side, not up and down. You're kind of doing this, but it's more. So the shoulders can collapse, but the hips don't. The knee can kind of shift and they can move, but we want the hips moving on that central axis more than we want them coming up and down.
Right, I felt that before in things. I noticed I do a lot of up and down and it absorbs all the energy.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
then I'll just stay on the horizontal and you can feel it shoot out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. As you become more and more aware of it, that's exactly it right there. It's like, it's the subtle things. Again, coming back to our tea talk, the mindfulness training. This is the way that we train our mind. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, on a very, very amateur junior level, we do. But we want to progress. We want to be better than that. And that requires the little fine tuning that you're talking about, right? Like, yeah, do you know the moves? Yeah, sort of. You know what I mean? Do you know a master level? No. You just learn the routine. Of course you don't. But what's interesting, this is kind of off topic, but what's interesting is after I've graded, let's say grade number 3 and then 4, and then I go back and do 3, it like unlocks something. It's interesting. There's a really nice progression. So as you're going up the progression of the different gradings, you start to go back and it's like because you're working on number 4 or 5, those movements now make it easier to do number 3 and 4. And it'll have this building. Yeah, yeah, it's not like the Western way of thinking of like A, then B, then C, and then D. It's more like just from doing it, indirectly you get better at the other ones. Like just for progressing up and working on the 6th routine, it makes you better on the 4th routine. Even if there's not overlapping of any moves or anything, it's just like suddenly your body is learning to move in a different way.
yeah.
But there isn't like a, do this exercise, it'll help that necessarily. It's just doing it all somehow helps it, even though it isn't the same movement. Yeah, I find it fascinating. I'm kind of in awe of it because I've practiced a lot of different disciplines and I haven't experienced that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, in yoga, you don't have that.
It felt really addicting. Like when I did feel the little springiness a couple times, it felt so good.
Yeah, it's super addicting.
I should do this every time.
Yeah, yeah, where you get that.
Yeah.
And it's,
holy
you're just like,
shit, I barely tried that today.
and then you start trying and then it goes
Yeah,
away.
That's exactly what happened. I've only gotten like 2 out of like 1,000.
Yeah, we start to tighten up. But that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Yeah, so again on this one, bring that hand back and then bring that other hand, yeah. And you hear that click because I make the mistake of doing this, but it's really a pushing down, extending, and not making it click. Yeah. You know. That should be fine. Just make sure to have that. Yeah, definitely have this knee bent and try not to go up and down.
I'm still going up and down.
Yeah, I can see it in the knee. Yeah, much better. Much better. Much better, yeah. Much better. The hips are just turning. Awesome. You know, there's a little collapse where the knee is, but it's still turning this way.
Yeah.
It's not doing this, which is what we want. We want,
Crawling and everything.
yeah, we want that turn. So there's, so there's that collapse, and when it turns, it kind of can sink down, but this is nothing. This is not, I'm not concerned about this. It's when it's, when it's that. Because now both legs are doing it. And that's how you can usually tell.
Okay.
If it's just the knee that's bent, that's kind of moving, it's okay, because it's just helping you get into it. Kind of like in the Xuan Yang, my knee is bent, so it's but the turn, the movement is this. It's not a up, it's a side,
Oh, I think I do that in the Xuan Yang too, yeah.
right? That's a side movement.
Oh, that's going to be very helpful.
It's a side movement, and so
Getting on
there's,
that center.
yeah, there's a little dip, right, because the knee's bent, but I'm not going, and how I can tell is this knee isn't doing anything. So the second you start having up and down motion, both legs will do it.
Okay.
And when you're doing side to side, it's just one leg. See, this leg is just staying bent. It's maybe hard to tell because of the pants, but there's just this movement here. And I'm just getting that movement, that side to side. Yes, exactly, just like that. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Unlocked a new level.
It's like in the Xuan Yang, I think I'm big time up and down.
And it's easy to get that way because of this,
Feels
but
so nice and flowy.
but it's definitely more of a. I mean, the thing is the chi is rising, so there is the rising fact of the chi, but it's not that, right? It's just the one leg, with that other one kind of being the anchor. Same principle as with the staff. The anchored, right? And the other one's doing the movement. The anchored is just holding it in. The anchored, and in here it's more the back one, because 60%'s here. So the anchored one's doing the work, right? It's a little different in the freehand, but it's much easier to tell in the Xuan Yang because we're doing weapons. So it's the same bow and arrow stance. But that's your anchor. So the back is doing all that movement, and the chi's coming up and out, right?
Okay, I think that's huge, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. Oh, that makes me happy. I love it when people are like, oh, yes. Yeah, and something clicks internally, and you're like, yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about. Oh, you trying it with the left? No. Bring it around. Yeah. Okay, any last questions?
I'm stuck. Like I got there.
Yep.
Did I go like that and then
Step
this?
back.
Step back and
Yes.
then
Lower. No, step back, and it's a lower.
oh, it's a lower. and
No.
then-
It's a sweep. You know this.
Oh,
No,
it's a
sweep the other way. The other day. Well, how do we always sweep with our left foot in front? It's always a sweep to the right. Anytime the left foot's in front, it's a sweep to the right. every time. It's not a mystery.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So you can think about that. You can think, okay, now that I've taken my step, okay, what are the only strikes that I did here?
So it's that.
Yep. And then you step forward, right into someone's side.
And then that.
Yep.
And then this
Step. Shuffle. Strike.
and
So just from there, when you step back, just bring it here, and then bring it down nice and slow. Slip.
oh, okay.
I'll take that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Pretty relaxed afternoon. Hopefully helpful, though. Kind of working on a little bit more of the technique. Hopefully refining it. Right? Okay. Hands together. Bow. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the afternoon with the weapons, defense, and learning the weapons. We're going to be back tomorrow, so have a good evening. And go ahead and look us up online or come out and join us. It's beautiful here. We'd love to have you. Are you naturally? Oh no, I already know the answer. I'm not even going to answer. What? No, I already. I was going to ask you a question I've asked you like 5 times. Which is, are you left-handed? But you're both.